All right, so in this video, I'm going to go through the exact webinar framework we use to help this trader with under 50,000 followers generate over $200,000 in a month, with $75,000 of that being attributed to the webinar we ran ourselves. As you can see here for Social Proof, this is not our client as well. This is Hui's client. We just came in and did a consulting webinar for him and helped him with our Done For You webinar services. You can see here again a 9K day, or roundabouts a 9K day. Again, all after a launch that did over $200,000. We were able to tack on an extra $75,000 to what we thought was a potentially a burnt audience or a tired audience after 2 launches in the past. Now, who am I? I run a Done For You and Done With You agency. We've been attributed to over $1 million in info product sales in the last 7 months, and the goal of these videos is to find talent and attract new clients and give value. I do not run a B2C mentorship currently to the public, so that is not something I'm selling you. So again, I'm not selling you at all unless you are a potential client of ours or a potential B2B buyer. Our focus right now is on webinars, cool funnels, and profile funnels, specifically webinars to cool funnels or profile funnels to cool funnels, as we see those 2 types of funnels running both to the cool funnel work the best when it comes to converting cold and warm audiences. Now, how are we able to make money from a recently exhausted audience? By using our Summit webinar method, which is essentially our agency's unique mechanism. Now, before I go into the webinar tech, I want to show you the exact timeline we had for Hui. So essentially, before Hui was partnered with us, he did a launch that was under 100K. He had 1 closer and 1 setter, and he did 3 weeks worth of promo with a 5K ticket for a trading offer with no down sales at all. Now, the first issue was there was no effective conversion mechanism that was actually working for these older ICP, because our ICP was pretty much 35 plus males living in the US. So a pretty affluent market, right? And we were unable to funnel traffic simply because lots of these guys don't know how to use Telegram. Lots of these guys don't know how to, join a Zoom meet. Lots of these guys don't really know much, and they're in the corporate world. They've been there for 20 or so years. So they don't understand the technology like a younger ICP would. Now, what happened here is we did under $100,000 a month. More so, we did under $100,000 in a month. Now, move to the second launch that we were involved in. We did a cohort plus a Webby. He did 200K plus with 4 closes and 3 setters. We came in and did the webinar for him, done for you, so everything done for him. And we came in, we increased the price. We gave a PIF incentive, and we also implemented a downsell for 2.5K to essentially downsell any leads. What result did this give us? Again, up here, $75,000 in under 14 days just from the webinar, and over $200,000 attributed to the entire launch as well. Now, how did this work? I'm going to break it down in 3 steps: the pre-Webby, the Webby, and the post-Webby. Now, pre-Webby, there are 3 things: marketing, team hiring, and back-end. Within the marketing, there are 2 types of marketing. There are marketing to existing registrants, and there is marketing to our existing audience, or new audience, I guess you could say. Across our new audience, we had Instagram, email, and Discord and Telegram from our past launches that we were marketing to. Obviously, our existing Instagram account and our existing email list from past launches. Now, what did promo look like? We had 10 days worth of promo. We had a huge conversion mechanism, and we also had 3 things to consider, right? Firstly, who is our general ICP? What are our audience awareness levels? And how much past promo and authority does our creator have inside that niche? Which is going to be crucial in understanding the point or the potential of a webinar within a specific client's info offer. Now, through the 10 days, we did pretty much daily promo. So again, first day, we had a poll, vague tease, and a date of the webinar. We had a poll, we had some authority, we had a big tease and a date. Day 3, we actually opened up registration. So we had a poll, we announced, we had some scarcity, and we had a call to action to our landing page, which I'll show you in a second. Day 4, we had our hero's journey, which is essentially going through exactly what our creator went through to get to where he is now, with a CTA at the end. Again, qualification poll, qualifying them with tains and desires of our ICP, or our general ICP up here, with scarcity and a CTA at the end. Day 6, we had our Webby tease with value in it, plus what bonuses you're going to get inside the webinar. The goal with all of this promo here is to sell people on the event. Not sell people on our offer, but sell people on why the event is going to be so important. And you'll see me repeat this over and over and over again. But essentially, day 7, we were shouting, right? We had who's coming. We had a reminder of what's coming. No CTA, but we just built suspense. Day 8, we showed so much social proof it was dumb not to show up. Day 9, again, we showed real scarcity, so people signing up, client case studies, and a CTA. Day 10, we had a last chance to join and change your life in 2026. Plus, we restated the value, restated the social proof, and basically refreshed their mind on every single thing that we're going to be covering within the webinar and why you need to show up. Email, we ran bi-daily emails every 2 days until 3 days before the webinar. We run 1 daily email. Day of the webinar, we ran 3 emails. Essentially, how this looked: announcement, free coaching hook, value, shock hook, fear of missing out, 24-hour reminder, and then also why you haven't signed up yet. Morning of, 90 minutes until live, going live, and we also had a 15 minutes after down here as well. You can ask for these emails or just DM me for these emails, and I'll send them all over to you, the exact copies right here, or even the entire Mario board. Now, Discord, Telegram, we did the same thing. So we had bi-daily promo until 3 days before the webinar, and then 3 days before the webinar we had daily, and then after daily we essentially had 3 in a day. You have to be very, very careful with this because, again, you need to make sure it's congruent with these stories, but you also need to make sure you're not burning your entire Discord server that you've been building up for a long time. Now, when it comes to our registrant, we had 2 traffic sources, or 3 technically, WhatsApp or Telegram, email, and SMS. Essentially similar processes, just getting these guys warmed up, making sure these guys can show up. Same with the emails and same with the SMS, just getting these guys ready to show up, which has led to show rates like this, led to close rates like this, led to results like this, led to results like this. And look, we've literally got people reminding, if your alarms aren't set for 3 p.m., be there or be queer, right? Pretty little pun there as well. Now, what did we focus on with this promo? We basically had a specific pain or problem that we identified with our audience, and we focused on that one pain and specific problem. Again, with marketing, you want to focus on one thing in specific, not 5 things. But we made sure that people realize we're going to cover the solution to that problem that they've got, that we've identified up here in this webinar, but we also need to make sure we're increasing awareness on next problems within the webinar copy, within the post-webinar copy, within the registrant copy, to ensure that they understand the importance in solving them, and they understand that after they've solved this initial problem, they're not just going to be free sailing. There's going to be more problems that show up. How are they going to solve those problems? Our program, right? And obviously, we also show what's covered in the webinar and what they're going to be getting. So with that in mind, focus on selling on the event, not the product you're selling within the event. Now, what did our registration page look like? Again, we made sure we had a premium field, we made sure it was custom code, and we had high quality animation. So headline, subheadline, register button, reviews for authority. We had exactly what we're going to be covering. So our 3 mechanisms, our intro and our conclusion, as well as obviously a register button as well. We had an in-depth background on meeting your host. We had our free gift section, which is basically a free lead magnet, which incentivizes people to register and builds value and builds trust as well. So essentially giving these guys a profitability formula, playbook, or whatever you want to call it. And then we had our student results, showing them the results of people who followed the exact strategy we are going to be showing. These guys paid for it, but we're going to be showing this for completely free. These are the results people got, so they understand not only our creator does it, but he can help people do it as well, because those are 2 different skill sets. And then we had more results and proof of concept with buttons everywhere. Now, inside this landing page, we have 6 CTA buttons. Why? Because we want people who are going to register to have the easiest time possible. We want as little friction as possible between landing on the page and registering. We want to make sure they're not looking for the page or looking for the button, but actually able to find it right in front of their face. Now, what happens after they register? Essentially, after registration, essentially we want to think of everyone as like catching a fish, right? You have the perfect line, perfect rod and hook. You just need to catch the fish. Now, the confirmation video is starting to catch the fish. Essentially, in this video, we go over a few things. I've got it blurred out because I don't want the creator to obviously be exposed or whatever like that, and I respect people's privacy. But essentially, we had Mr. Creator right here, Roblox figure. Essentially, what he was explaining join the Telegram group now, add this calendar link to add this event to your calendar link, and essentially make sure you're in the WhatsApp group chat engaging with the posts and getting your free lead magnet, while also explaining the importance of showing up and the importance of the problem that we're going to solve on the webinar. Very, very simple. We're starting to catch the fish here, and we see pretty good sign up rates to the Telegram group chat and to add to calendar. Typically like 80 to 90% sign up rates on warm, which is very, very good. Now, what we come up to over here is our team hiring. Now, how many registrants will we get is what I think about, and then also what is our current output. For example, if a dialer can do $100 per day, and we have a 10% conversion rate for registrants to applications, 1,000 registrants is going to be 100 applications. Now, that one dialer supposedly is going to be able to handle those 100 applications that same day. But again, I always like to overhire like people like Brez, people like Tisha, they always overhire and fire if needed, because it's very, very easy to fire someone. You can fire them like this. Hiring can still take 48 to 72 hours. Now, what did our backend system look like? We want to keep it simple because at the end of the day, we are marketers and salespeople. GHL pipeline is crucial. So this is the exact GHL pipeline we used. You can have a look at it and understand it yourself as well. And essentially what this does, it provides clarity on where leads are, saves the sales team's time because they know exactly where the leads are, and it allows us as admins to see exactly where leads are inside of every pipeline and be like, okay, this guy needs to be called, this guy needs to be called, whatever. For example, Seb right here can be moved over to this one. Not the best name here, but anyway, we will have them there and set up like that. Essentially everything ready to rip. Now, Discord, we had webinar specific channels, we had a constant team communication, we had notifications letting us know exactly when the webinar leads come in, and then we also had an idea on exactly where leads are, what leads are getting hit, what leads aren't getting hit via reactions. Essentially changing our view from this to this, right? The goal of this is just to give us a telescope into what the sales team is doing on a person-to-person level, right? Obviously, it's always good to look at high leverage, always good to understand it, but you need to understand low leverage before you can move into high leverage. Now, that is everything pre-Webby. During the Webby, we had marketing as our main focus. Again, 80% of the results come from our marketing with 20% of our effort, right? So it's the 80-20 type of thing. Presenting, we had a presentation with over 200 slides of this presentation. The framework we followed was essentially 10 steps: hook, pain and pre-handling objections, tease, positioning of your results, mechanism with trainings, commitment, offer, pitch, scarcity, Q&A. Essentially, this 10-step framework was the reason why we were actually able to make $200K per month with this client, obviously with a cohort launch on top of it. Now, in between here, you can also add a second pitch. Excuse my handwriting, but again, you can actually have a second pitch, right? Where essentially you are pitching and doing a mini training, requesting to pitch and pitching to a warm or cold audience. So what you can do here at the scarcity is when you're pitching again, you can show people signing up here and be like, okay, this many people have already signed up and booked a call. There are only XYZ spots left. If you want to book in, book in. Essentially, that is what we can do by adding a second pitch, and also it adds a second chance for people to join and makes them understand the offer more, to when down here they have more certainty and they're like, okay, I'm fully sold now, right? Again, now, sales team during the Webby, we had applications, book calls, attendees, and registrants. Essentially, our book calls got triaged within 60 minutes. Everyone else got dialed and booked within 72 hours, ideally, if not quicker. Again, most, like, I should change this to probably like 6 hours, because our sales team was absolutely dialed in for this webinar. Now, what happens after a lead is triaged or after a book call is triaged? They get no contacted, which again, what we do is we essentially use any means possible to contact them. And then on top of that, we have obviously our confirmed, and then we add them to a WhatsApp group chat with the closer, and we take the call and hopefully close the deal over here. Now, what happens if someone does not get contacted? Essentially, they go into our no contact sequence. This is specifically for attendees, registrants, and applications. They go into our no contact sequence, which is very, very human based, but also we've got other SMS and emails in place. But essentially, we call them once, call them twice, call them 3 times. If you want more in-depth video on this, I've got one. It's the video before this posted. I'll leave it in the description. But yeah, that's kind of how the sales team function. Now, post Webby, we had a summit follow-up system in place, essentially 3 different email lists getting sent out. So didn't attend emails, attended emails, and our main list emails. These emails went to an application. These emails went to a replay page. So both the main list and the didn't attend emails go to our essentially our replay page, which is down here, which I'll explain, but these emails didn't. These emails went straight to an application because they were more engaged. Now, we had 4 emails. We had a guilt trip email, a FOMO email, an objection handling email, and a final reminders email. If you want these emails again, just flick me a message, I can. Again, IG story sequences, same type of thing. We had a FOMO, we had our guilt trip, we had our objection handling, we had our final reminders, keeping everything congruent here, just like we kept everything congruent over here. Okay, and now our replay page, essentially, it shows the replay of the webinar. It's a huge nurturing asset, and it's sent to registrants via email and also main list via email. Obviously, you can't see our application at the moment, but we had our application down here. The exact same application we got people to fill out when we were pitching over here in the webinar. Now, again, what did the sales process look like? What did the sales look like? Without the correct team in place with sales, this Webby would have done 50% of what it did. Again, we are marketers, but again, without the sales team, you cannot make sales, specifically on a book a call webinar. With a direct to checkout webinar, it is a little bit different, but we weren't perfect, but we were 100% optimized. Essentially, we had our setting dialed. Most important thing is speed to lead, priority matching, and making sure our frameworks and scripts are followed. What I mean by priority matching is if someone like John is 100% ready to go, he says that in the type form, he's a high budget, but he's booked him for Thursday. Right now it's Monday. But Joe, he's not really ready to go. His budget's low and he's booked in for later today. What we're going to do is we're actually going to switch the two leads around. So the one on Thursday, which is super high priority, we're actually going to take that call on Monday. And then the one that's lower priority, we're going to move them to the next closest spot in line, essentially. Because as you've got to think, as soon as the webinar ends, it's like a matchstick going off, a matchstick going down and down and down, essentially until that lead is not ready to buy. Then obviously we had our pre-call, which is a WhatsApp group chat method. Pre-call assets, our intro with the closer. And then we also have some secret stuff, which I'm not going to explain. I may explain it in a future video, but I'm not going to explain it here because it is a bit long and it's a reason why we can actually get the results we can get, which is pretty cool. Like, I'll explain it in a later video, but time and place. Now, closer, essentially we had 30-minute closing calls. Some of them went over to 45 minutes, so essentially like a 30-minute with a 15-minute buffer. We had our follow-up framework, and we also had some more secret sauce here, which we covered, or which I'm going to cover in a future video, but it's pretty cool. It's very, very interesting. So yeah, webinar setting and sales is like a chain. If one thing's incorrect, the whole system is going to fail. And again, there's no point having the best marketing if you don't know sales, if you can't build a good sales team, don't have a good sales team in place, or don't know good sales systems. So this is exactly the system we follow to generate over $75,000 for a creator in 14 days, finishing that month off at over $250,000 in cash collected for that creator with under 50K followers completely organically. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed that. If you guys want to book a call with me below to get an audit on your current offer, or if you're an operator who wants an audit to see if they can implement our systems, our done for you or done with you systems, flick me a DM, book a call below, watch the video in the description if you want. And I appreciate you guys watching it right until the end. And I hope you guys had a lot of value and found a lot of value. But again, if you guys want anything from this video that I explained or showed, either one, book a call, or two, flick me a DM and I will send it over to you ASAP. But I appreciate you guys watching, and I will see you guys in the next video.